YouTube? It's your boy Santana Scat checking in. We about to hit this road to Miami, man. I got a 10.5 hour ride ahead of me. As you can see, it is 3:47 right now, and I'm just not hitting the road. So yeah, I'll check in with updates as we're going along. You know, try to get some footage for you guys. Try to turn into a nice little video. Yeah, let's go. Just checking in. I made it to Orangeburg, first stop for gas. So I didn't have a completely full tank when I left. It was a little bit below a full, so not too bad. Hopefully I can make it almost to Florida before I have to stop again. But we're going to check out how much gas was and see how much it costs, and we'll add up the gas prices at the end of the journey and see how it looks. Alright guys, so I finally made it to Florida. As you can see, I've still got about 4.5 hours, 325 miles left. I did make about a 30-minute stop just to stretch my legs because I've had a really long day at work. But what I did, I drove the first half of the way in eco mode. So as you can see, I averaged 17.8 miles a gallon on eco. It was about 328, but as you can also see, I switched to sports. So I've been driving on sports for the rest of the way, and I'm averaging 17.4. So not much of a difference, honestly. So I don't know, I guess it's just the way that I drive. I do got the pedal commander on Sport Plus. I mean, not Sport Plus, but Sport Plus 2. So I'm not sure if that's affecting it, but I mean, it's not that bad. 360 miles on a full tank in sport mode, which I'm about to go back into. I just made my second stop for gas. As you can see here, we're at an X sign. Took me another $42 to fill up here. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. We're en route. You know, like I said, we're in Florida now, about 30 miles outside of Daytona. So should be in Miami by 3 o'clock. Check in a little bit. finally made it to Palm Beach. Feels really good down here. It's not cold like it was in Charlotte. It's like 73 degrees. But this is my third fill up so far. So I think I did pretty well. Cause I drove most of the way in sport mode. So it worked out well, third fill up. But gas is crazy expensive here. $3.35. It was $2.65 for regular. That's what I paid for premium in South Carolina and earlier in Florida. Yeah, we're about 60 miles from Miami right now, so I'll check in when I get there. Alright, so as you guys can see, I finally pulled up to the hotel here. Finally made it to Miami. Safe travels. No high speed chases, nothing crazy. Long ass drive though, long ass drive. I did have to take some breaks because I didn't really get no sleep last night. But as you can see, I drove 421 miles in sport mode and I averaged 17.9 miles a gallon. Now when I had it in eco, but this is for the total trip, 17.6, so this is a mixture of eco and sport, still average 17.6. When I was in eco fully, I'll add the screenshot of it, but I only averaged 17.9 in this eco mode, so I don't know if it has something to do with the pedal commander or what's going on, but it is what it is. I don't normally drive an eco anyway. But yeah, we're here. I'll have some videos while I'm out here. Try to check out some events, so y'all stay tuned. Not one, but two Lambos. Got both drop top, yellow and the green. Definitely would drive that green window. That was a little bit dope. Never know. Both of them are clean. How you know you're in Miami? Oh my God. Road there. Guys can see, I was in Miami for about 2 weeks, averaged 11.1 miles a gallon, and normally, you know, I tried to drive in eco mode as much as I could, except a few times I did go out, but to be honest with you, 11 is kind of high. I was normally in the 9s a majority of the trip, so I don't know when it got to 11. I think it's from that little ride on the highway I took yesterday. But I've been in the 9s the majority of the trip. I don't know how many tanks of gas I went through. I don't even want to look. But it was a lot. So if you're thinking about driving, you know, a Scat or a Hellcat 10 hours and then driving around Miami for this long, I want to factor that in. I spend a lot of money on gas, but, you know, I already planned for that when I came down. So more so just so you guys can see how the gas mileage was on a long trip like this. Yeah, but if I hit the road a little bit, and I'll record to you. Hopefully gas mileage is better on the ride home. I got about 17 on the way down here, I think 17 or 18. So I'm gonna see if I can get into the 20s on the ride back, but I doubt it. But y'all stay tuned, we'll see what happens. But that's including me stopping for the